let me share my screen. Okay, so before to the database, again, database doesn't suddenly came into the market overnight, guys. Before to the database, we have lot of storage, right? So if you see your smartphones, okay, smartphones doesn't suddenly come into the market, right, overnight. Before smartphones, we have feature phones. Before feature phones, we have landlines. Before landlines, we have
telegrams.
telegrams. Before telegrams, we have
Letters.
letters.
Pages.
Very good. Yes, letters. Okay, we use it to transfer the data by using the letters and all, right? So this is how we use it to store the data, or the way of communication, you can call it as a. So in the same way, you don't find the databases in the overnight, guys. So there is a lot of transformations. We use it to store the data, okay, on pages, and in the Stone Age, we use it to write the data. We use it to store the data on walls and all. If you see, if you go to the temples, you can see lot of what is that, guys? What you can see on, yes, lot of lipis and sculptures and all. You can see lot of things that are stored on stones. They use it to store the data, okay, on stones, guys. Then they just changed, they just transforming. They use it to store it on, okay, and papers. They use it to store it on, like once they introduce these computers and all, once computers are introduced, then they use it to store it on flat files, okay, Excel sheets, okay. These are all different mode of medium of storage, guys. Then finally databases, okay. This is how the data is going to be organized, guys. In this way, they use it to store the data. Okay, just a shortcut, just to get an idea how the data is going to be transferred, how it was changed, what are the medium of storages we used till now. So just to get an idea, guys, that's it. Okay, right? So in the same way, these are the different ways of storing the data. So finally, we got the databases, and how we are storing the data in the database. Like it's just a medium, guys. You're please mute it, guys. Please let me mute you all. Done. Okay. If you have questions, you can unmute and let me know. These are the medium of storages, guys. Medium of storage, where you are going to store the data. But how you are going to store the data is different. How you are going to store the data is completely different. Okay. These are the just what you can say. You can say it as a the medium means where you are going to store the data exactly. But how you are storing the data is different, guys. Okay, we have a lot of ways of storing the data, and we use to store in a different models and all. Like hierarchies, we have different hierarchies in the DBMS. Usually we use it to discuss that. Finally, we use to store the data, guys. If you use Excel sheets or this notepad, there is a lot of challenges, guys, in using notepads and all, right? If the data is very big, it's very difficult to retrieve immediately, right? We cannot retrieve the data quickly by using your notepads or your flat files or your particular Excel sheets or spreadsheets and all. It's difficult to retrieve the data, guys. Okay, so the requirements are increasing. So that Excel sheets and all can't survive with the requirements, guys. They cannot fulfill our requirements. That is the main challenge. But the databases, guys, the way they are storing the data, okay, that is called data model, guys. How they are storing the data, in what way they are storing the data, right? In this notepad, I can store the data like this. But if I want to retrieve the data, it's very difficult, right? Like that, if I just type some 2 lakh words or 3 lakh words, it's very difficult to retrieve the data. If you use notepad, sir, why we have to use databases? Why can't we use Excel sheets and all? You can use it, no problem. But the challenge is retrieving is not so good, guys. Okay, so you will face a lot of difficulties, and data processing is also like it's not good option for processing your data. So that's why we use it to use your databases and all. In the databases, how you are going to store the data is very important. So we use it to store the data using tables, guys. Table formats in every software, like your SQL Server or Oracle or any other database softwares. We use it to store the data in the form of tables. Table is the best way of representing the data, guys. Table is the best way of representing your data. The way how you are storing the data, I am going to store the data in the form of tables, guys. Whatever information it is, guys, in the SQL Server or Oracle, whatever information it is, at the end of the day, Every information is going to be stored in the form of tables only. At the end of the day, each and every information, even the metadata of the software also, the software related data also will be stored in the form of tables only. It don't know any other format, guys. It knows only table format. Whatever data you are giving, whatever data you are storing, all the data at the end of the day will store in the form of tables. So I hope you know how table will be. Okay. So let me tell you, in case you don't know, not an issue. So this is your table, guys. Okay. Yes. Okay. What is a table? The data in an
Table is a
RDBMS.
collection of
Yes, correct. Yes, sir. Okay.
collection of rows and columns, sir.
Good. Collection of records.
Collection of records, sir.
Yes, correct. Okay, it's a collection of records. Very good, guys. Very simple definition. Okay, there is nothing to break your heads and all. Very simple definition. You all know what is a table. Table means not that table. 2 1s are 2, 2 2s are 4. Not that table. Okay, table means it's a format, guys. Format of storing your data. Okay, so what is a table? The data in an RDBMS is stored in database object, guys. Remember, database object. Okay, so everything we can call it as database objects only in the SQL Server. Everything we'll call it as objects only. Your tables are objects. Okay, like on tables we can create lot of things. We can create indexes, we can create statistics. These are all objects only, guys. Views, everything we can call it as an object. That's a professional way of calling. Okay, each and everything. Your table is an object. Okay, your stored procedure is an object. Your views are objects. Your indexes are object. Your statistics are objects. These are different objects we can create in a database. Okay, as of now, concentrate on tables. Nothing to worry about all this terminology. Okay, so it's just an object, guys. Table is an object which is used to store your data. In the RDBMS software, we use it to store the data in the form of tables, guys. This table basically is a collection of related data entries. Very important, guys. Related data entries. In the employee table, I cannot insert the orders records, guys. You can see employee records are there. Here employee records are there. You can see here 8th record. I cannot put okay something like wages 2000 rupees. You cannot insert unrelated data and all. Okay, so it's a completely related data information, guys. All the entries are related to each other, and you can see related data entries, and it consists of numerous columns and rows, guys. And it consists of numerous columns and rows. The table is the best way of pulling the data, guys. The retrieval is very easy when compared to other formats. In the table format, if you store your data in the table format, maintenance is easy, retrieving is easy, processing is also easy, guys. That's why as of now, this is the best way of storing your data. As of now, in the future, it might be changed, like how we transformed from your letters to a smartphones. In the same way, in the future, it can be transferred. The way they are storing the data can be transferred, but this is how they will store the data, guys. As of now, in the data, anything. If you go to Oracle, if you go to MySQL, NoSQL, at the end of the day, in all these softwares, the data will be stored in the form of tables only. Okay, table is nothing but collection of related data entries. Table is nothing but collection of rows and columns. You can call anything. Okay, table is nothing but collection of rows and columns, guys. Remember, a table is the most common and simplest form of data storage in a relational database. Okay, if you see here, this is your employee table, guys. Salary. Okay, this is your employee table one, Ramesh. See, guys, the vertical entity. Let me let me use my snipping tool. Right, so guys, here the vertical entity, you can call it as a column, guys. This is a column. Okay, the vertical entity, you can call it as a column. The horizontal entity, you can call it as a row or record, guys. Okay, the horizontal entity, you can call it as a row or record. Vertical entity, you can call it as columns or fields. Very good, guys. Columns are fields. The horizontal entity, you can call it as a row or record. Very good, guys. Okay, the horizontal entity, you can call it as a row or record. So this is one record, guys. So where you will get the complete information? In the column you will get the complete information, or in the row you will get the complete information?
Records.
Right. If you see here, I want to check this one, Mufi. Okay, if you see here, age is 24 and he's from Indore and his salary is 10,000, and in the record you can find all the information, guys. Whereas in the column you can find the information specific to that particular
Only
property,
space.
only specific to that particular property, guys. You can find this is an ID column. Okay, you can see all the employee IDs. This is your name column. You can see all the employee names. You can see age column. You can see all the employee ages. And this is your address. And this is the salary column. You can see all the employee salaries, guys. All the employee salaries. Column is just specific to that particular information, guys. Whereas record, you can see complete information. Is it clear, guys? What is a record and row? What is a field and column? The vertical entity you can call it as a field or column. The horizontal entity you can call it as a row or record, guys.
Records.
Okay, row or record. So if you want to see here, I'll show you a column. Okay, where is my column? This is, what is this, guys? It's a record or column.
Records.
It's a completely record. You can see a horizontal entity. You can see lot of information here. It's just an horizontal entity, guys. So horizontal entity, as per our definition, horizontal entity is a record, right? And what is this, guys?
Columns.
Column. What is a column? A column is vertical entity
Vertical
in a
entity.
table that contains all information associated with a specific field in a table. All entities associated with the specific field in a table, guys. No one will ask you, you are keeping 3 years, 4 years, 5 years experience, so no one will ask you what is table, what is record and all. It's very basic thing. We have to learn these things, guys. Without knowing these things, it's very difficult. Okay, so it's very important. These are like a foundation, so you cannot skip the foundation, then only your basement will be strong. Okay, so no one will ask you what is table, what is record and all. We are not going for a freshers, okay, job and all. So definitely you don't get these questions, but again, you have to learn these things, very important things and all. Okay, fine, guys. So this is your column. For example, a column in the customers, like employee table is address, which represents location description and would be shown as below, like this, guys. Okay, so table is nothing but collection of related data entries. Table is nothing but collection of rows and columns. Column is nothing but a vertical entity. Okay, column or field is nothing but a vertical entity in a table. Row or record is nothing but a horizontal entity in the table, guys. Is that clear, everyone? Please, any questions, any doubts, please, guys? Any questions, any doubts, please? Please, as of now, is it clear, or any doubts?
Yes,
Anyone having any
yes,
doubts?
sir. Almost.
Yeah, tell me. Someone is asking the doubt. How about? No doubts, guys? Guys, again, please try to respond. Okay, I respect the guys if you respond. Why? Because it's very important, not for my sake. It's very important for you. You can open your mouth, we can talk. We are all friends, nothing to hesitate here. Okay, we are all friends for the next 1.5 month. So nothing to hesitate. If you have any question, if you can't communicate in the English, you can happily ask in the Telugu also. No issues at all. Okay, is that clear, guys? Fine.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, done.
Yes, sir.
Done. Okay, chalo. With that note, let me start our regular course, guys. These are the just basics. Okay.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, yes.
What are the models, like data models you told me? Like only table format is the one, or we have other models?
We have different models. Okay, we have hierarchical model, bus model. Okay, different models are there. Okay, they use it to store the data in different models. But I just don't want to confuse. Why? Because they don't ask you in the interview and all. They don't ask you what are the data models and all. Just
Okay, while we are working in the field, also we are not going to use that.
no, we don't use. Why? Because we are using only database software, right? So the database means it will use only table format.
Okay.
Okay, it will use, definitely it will use table format only. You don't see any models, other models and all.
Okay.
Okay, if you want to see the models, different models, still you can see. Let me show you. Okay.
Sir, like topological model, sir.
Yes, correct. Okay. Hierarchical, relational data model, ER model, okay, object-oriented data model. These are different ways of storing the data, guys. These are different ways of storing the data. Okay, lot of models are there, but there is no use. No one will ask what are the data models and all. Okay, it's just if you go in for a basic fresher interviews, then you can see that kind of questions. Okay, These are the conceptual data model, representational data model. So we are going to use relational data model, guys. Okay, ours is relational data model. In the relational data model, we are going to store the data in the form of tabular format. Okay. Yeah. Okay, guys. Chalo, let's jump into the SQL Server discussion. So we are going to discuss about the SQL Server. Who is the vendor of this SQL Server, guys? Can anyone tell me?
Microsoft.
Vendor means we can call it. Yeah. Who developed the software? Vendor means who developed the
Microsoft
software.
plus
Okay.
Microsoft plus Sybase.
Yes.
Sir,
Correct.
initially
IBM, sir.
Sybase, sir.
Yes. Yes.
IBM, sir.
Not IBM, sir. IBM has its own software
Sybase.
that is DB2. Okay, for
Sybase
IBM, we
plus
have a different
Microsoft.
software that is DB2. IBM is not the vendor of the SQL Server. So, like how the journey starts for SQL Server in the early 1980s, guys, 1984, something around like that. This Microsoft, okay, actually this code is developed, the software is developed by Sybase, guys. Okay, software is developed by Sybase. Microsoft, okay, what they did is they just bought this logic from the Sybase and they just prepared their own model. Okay, so that is how your Microsoft is started, guys. Okay, that is how your Microsoft SQL Server is started. I'm sorry, Microsoft SQL Server is started. So who developed the SQL Server? Initially, Sybase is the owner of this SQL Server. Later, Microsoft took over of this Sybase logics, and then they designed their own database. That is Microsoft SQL Server DBA. Okay, Microsoft SQL Server DBA. That's why we'll call it as MS SQL. Guys, don't confuse. Sometimes when you upload the resume, you will get calls for MySQL also. There are different softwares as discussed. MySQL, MS SQL. Okay, only S is different. Please mute it. Please mute it. Okay, there is a difference here, S and Y. MySQL, we don't deal with this MySQL, and we are going to completely discuss about the MS SQL. MS means what, guys?
Microsoft SQL.
Microsoft. Okay, Microsoft SQL Server. MS means Microsoft, guys. So before jumping into this discussion, chalo, let's what a DBA will do daily in the organization. What is his activities? What roles and responsibilities he has to play in the organization? Okay.
Due to the permissions with
Yeah,
required persons.
yes, sir. We'll discuss.
Store it.
Yeah,
Okay.
thank you for that. Yeah. Okay. So these are the regular common activities, guys. These are the common activities that are performed by the DBA. DBA means database administrator. Okay, the process you can call it as a database administration. The person who is handling this process, you can call them as a database administrator. Lot of DBAs will be there. Oracle DBA will be there. MySQL DBA will be there. NoSQL DBA will be there. MS SQL DBA will be there. Okay, we are MS SQL DBAs. Once this course is completed, you can claim yourself as an MS SQL Server DBA, guys. Right? So what a typical MS SQL DBA will do regularly in the organization. So he is responsible for installing the softwares, guys. Not all softwares, only SQL Server softwares. All softwares will be installed by your Windows team. Okay, only SQL Server softwares are going to be installed by your SQL DBA team, guys. SQL DBA. So as a DBA, we have to install the SQL servers. We have to maintain the SQL servers. We have to manage the SQL servers, guys. Okay, and of course, not everyone can access the data. Agree? Not everyone can access the data. I cannot access your net banking. You only can access. Of course, I can access when I know your username and password. Agree, right? Nowadays, these net bankings, these apps also, banking apps also, they are simply associated. They are mapped with your devices, the one which you are using. If you're using your phone, they just mapped with your phone. Even if I know your credentials, again, it don't detect the device, and also it will create a lot of issues. Means the way you are handling, the way you are securing the data, that comes under security, guys. Okay, how you are securing the data, to whom you are giving permissions, what kind of permissions you are giving to them. Okay, everything will be taken care by your DBAs, guys. Means as a DBA, we have to give permissions to the users to access the data. Otherwise, they cannot access the data, guys. Otherwise, they cannot access the data. Don't think if we have SQL Server, everyone can connect and everyone can pull the data. No, they cannot. You have to give the access explicitly, then only they can access your data, guys. Okay, so if you want to give the access, first of all, you have to create a login for them, and you have to give the permissions. So that is like creating logins and permissions. Giving permissions is the DBA role. Okay, taking backups. Security is important. Safety is also very important, guys. We don't know next minute what will happen, right? Agree? Suddenly, if the server is down, suddenly if the database is crashed, suddenly if the location itself, okay, because of some natural calamities like floods, tsunamis, okay, fire accidents, because of this natural calamities and all, suddenly if the server gone, okay, then we have a big problem, right? So all the data will be gone. So that's why as a DBS, what is our responsibility? We have to make sure that we are taking the backups regularly. How we are going to maintain the safety, guys? By taking the backups. So as a DBS, it's our responsibility to take the backups. Whenever customers are asking, they will ask us to restore the database, guys. Okay, restoring, we have to restore. So restore is nothing but for example, you are using smartphone, sir. You want to change your smartphone. Okay, something happened to your phone, or simply you want to change your smartphone. Once you just changed your smartphone, once you just got your new smartphone, initially you don't see any apps and all, right? When you logged in with your Gmail ID that you gave in your old device, okay, then you can see all the apps, then you can see your WhatsApp and all, everything you can see. And in the WhatsApp also, you have to restore your old messages. So I hope you all knows what is meant by restore. Restore means nothing but, again, simply creating the same copy by using the existing copy. You can call it as a restore. Without existing copy, I cannot restore, right? So if I want to restore, first of all, I should have backups. Okay, so taking backups is a DBA responsibility. Restoring the database is also our responsibility, guys. And in case of any backup failures, any restore failures, we have to check it and we have to fix the issues, guys. Automation is very important. Okay, this creating and scheduling the jobs and maintenance comes under automation, guys. I'm managing 1,000 servers. In my server, in each server, I have 10 databases, guys. In each server, I have 10 databases. Like that, I'm managing 1,000 servers. How many databases total? I have 1,000 servers. In each server, I have 10 databases. How many total databases, guys?
1 lakh.
10,000, sir.
10,000. 1,000 into 10, 10,000. What's there? Okay, so simple calculation. 10,000 databases. Can I take the manual backups on each database? Manually, is it possible to take the backups manually on all the 10,000 databases? No, right?
Impossible.
Difficult, impossible. Why? Because we are limited people. We are not unlimited people. Okay, we are simply in a shift, as discussed in a shift. Hardly 1 or 2 or 3 members will be there. Depends upon the project. Okay, how can a person can take backups on 10,000 databases? That is not at all possible. By using this automation, we can make it possible, guys. By using this automation meaning itself, okay, it can automate the things. No need to do anything. Simply, you can simply run one query. That query you can schedule it whenever you want. Okay, I want to take the backup at night 10 o'clock. You can write one query, backup query. You can write, okay, and you can schedule that backup query. Okay, this query has to run at night 10 o'clock. Chalo, that query will run on all the servers at night 10 o'clock, and it will take the backup of all the databases, guys. This is how it is going to manage. Okay, so that is possible. You can take the backups, okay, by using your automation and all. Not only for automation, guys, sorry, not only for backups. Lot of things you can automate. Whatever you want, you can automate. Okay, so automation is very important. So we will discuss as a DBA. We are going to manage the jobs, we are going to create the jobs, we are going to troubleshoot the jobs. So everything we are going to discuss how to do that. Okay, these are the one of the common activity that you will do regularly in the organization, guys. Maintenance plans also, collection of jobs, you can call it as a maintenance plans. I'll tell you what kind of maintenance plans will be there. Okay, how to create the maintenance plans and all, right? This is very important, guys. You can see the star marks. Okay, very important. High availability techniques, HA and DR techniques, guys. As a DBA, it's our responsibility to configure HA and DR options, to manage, to maintain HA and DR options, guys. What is this HA? HA means simply it's high availability, guys. Making your data highly available. You can call it as a high availability. Making your data highly available, you can call it as a high availability, guys. So can I achieve? Why you people are using 2 SIMs, right? I hope we have 35 participants in this meeting. I hope everyone is using 2 SIMs. Agree, everyone? Might be some people join from US, UK and all. You might not using 2 SIMs, but if you are from India, definitely you people are using 2 SIMs, right? Agree? Why, sir? One SIM is not sufficient for us.
Yes, sir.
Agree? One SIM is sufficient, right? Why we should use 2 SIMs? And nowadays, because of Geo, do you know? Do you all know what Geo did? Can anyone tell me what are the goods and bads before Geo, after Geo in the telecom industry? Just casual conversation. Just casual conversation, guys. Tell me. What are the advantages with Geo? What are the disadvantages because of Geo, guys? Tell me.
Advantage is all information in by hand.
Very good. Before also we have that
Disadvantage is
option.
cost will be very high now
Mhm.
a telecom networks.
Very good. Any other disadvantages, guys? Okay. Any other information you want to share? Chalo, let's discuss about this one, guys. Before Geo, okay, net packs are very costly. Okay, 100 GB, 1 GB data itself 100 rupees, 150 rupees, right? You remember, only 1 GB 4G data itself, it's like cost you around 100 rupees or 150 rupees. If you want 2 GB, you have to spend 150 rupees like that. Because of Geo, the data rates are drastically down. Because of that, lot of opportunities came, guys. Okay, now everyone is using the data, everyone is habituated to use the internet and all. So what they're going to do, even it's a, we can call it as a development. Even everyone, people are, our parents also, simply they are watching the phone and they're watching YouTube. So if you are a good YouTuber, you can put some nice thumbnails and you can attract the customer. So how many YouTubers got big revenue because of these things, guys? Earlier, before Geo, not this much what we can say internet is there. It's there, but limited internet and all. You have to use limited internet and all, and you cannot watch more videos and all daily, right? Agree? But because of Geo, now everyone is able to watch 1 GB, 1.5 GB per day. What they will do, simply they will open the YouTube, they will open these kind of video platforms and they use it to watch the videos. And because of Geo, guys, believe me, lot of YouTube channels are increased, lot of revenues are increased, guys. Everyone is watching video. If you put some nice thumbnail, nothing will be there in that video. Simply nothing will be there. If you just add some thumbnail, happily you will get the views. That is how it was useful for that. Of course, for students also it was useful to check the data and all. Okay, if you have any doubts, you can use it. The bad is, you have to pay amount for the incoming calls also. Agree? The network becomes very worst. Earlier Airtel is the super network, now Airtel is the worst network, guys. Agree?
Yes, sir. Yes,
sir.
I
Yes, sir.
agree, sir.
Agree? Before Geo, how the
Yeah.
network will be, guys? How the network will be before Geo? Imagine, it's a good network and very rarely you will get you can see the call drops and all. Now if you are calling to someone, it is going to someone. Huh? So now you can see the transformation, guys. This is very bad, right? The network became very worst. Why? Because of Geo. What Geo did, simply just gave some biscuits to the customers. It got the customers. Now it started collecting money for incoming also. Right? If you don't use your SIM for one month, not 1 month, 1 week. If you don't use your SIM for 1 week, if you don't recharge it for 1 week, chalo, that's it. Your incoming will be stopped. That means you're indirectly you're paying money to the incoming. And if you don't recharge for 1 month or 2 months, your number will be assigned to someone else. Earlier, guys, 1 year, 2 years also, if you don't recharge, you don't need to pay even single rupee also. Now, believe me, do you think what are the incoming plans are there? 250 rupees per SIM. Or at least 150 rupees you have to invest in each SIM. How much you are spending monthly? 300 rupees on those SIMs itself. Yearly 3,600 rupees. Worst case 2,000 rupees yearly you are paying, guys, for incoming. We simply got the SIM. Initially Geo introduced, okay, chalo 300 rupees, you can use the 300 rupees data for the whole month. Now 2,000 rupees you are paying from your pockets. The advantage, the profit is 300, loss is 2,000 or 2,500. Anyone observe this one? I'm feeling very sad, guys. I'm feeling very sad.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
it's not my problem. Okay, chalo, that's no problem. We can invest it. But signal is also not good, right? So that kind of business strategies they are playing in the market. Okay, Geo, I appreciate Geo, but in the other hand, okay, I'll scold Geo like anything, because of Geo only the complete telecom network was spoiled in India, guys. So it's not matter of Geo why we are discussing about this, sir. Just to deviate the subject. Okay, so guys, why we are using two SIMs? Just in case of any urgency, if one SIM is not reachable, at least you will get a calls to the other SIM, right? That is the main motto, right? Okay, so in case if any urgency, if we go to any other location, if there is no signal there, we can use other SIM also, right? That is because of that only. So we are maintaining two SIMs. So means safety, high availability. You should be available in any of the SIM, right? You are going to be available in any of the SIM. In the same way, guys, you cannot believe me, with a single database server, you cannot maintain the applications, guys, critical applications. Okay, imagine Amazon. Okay, imagine if Amazon is running only on one database server, what is the challenge, guys? What is the challenge?
Database is down immediately, application has stopped working.
Yes, correct,
Business will be reduced.
correct.
Yes.
Right, so if I'm using only one database software, if something happened to that database, if something happened to my SQL server, if something happened to my Windows server, if something happened to the power backup, okay, so the building that is hosting the server, some power issues are there. Because of power issues, the server is down, or due to some natural calamities, your server is simply it was destroyed. Then in that case, imagine if 1 minute Amazon database server is down, how much how much loss Jeff Bezos will get, you know? What is the 1 minute revenue of Jeff Bezos, guys? Anyone knows?
Some cross, sir.
1 minute revenue of Jeff Bezos. What is, how much, guys? How much? Can anyone tell me? 1,42,667 into 72 rupees. Worst case. How much it is? How much it is, guys?
10 lakhs.
10 lakhs or
No,
1 crore? 1 crore,
1 crore.
2 lakh,
1 crore, 2 lakhs.
72,024 rupees.
1
Okay. His 1 minute amount is 1 crore, guys. Imagine if the server is, all the servers are down for 1 minute, how much he's going to lose? 1 crore, literally 1 crore. And do you know last month or last to last month?
1 crore.
Yeah, Facebook is down for 7 hours. Do you know, guys? 7 hours. Anyone remember this
Yeah.
one? Last month or last
Yes,
to
yeah.
last month, Facebook is down for
Instagram,
7 hours. Yes,
Instagram
all
also.
Facebook products.
Instagram, WhatsApp.
Yes, WhatsApp. Yes, correct. All Facebook products are down for not one, 7 hours, guys. Night 11 o'clock to morning 6 o'clock, like that they were down. How much loss to the vendor can you expect? Okay, so guys, if your data is very important, guys, very important. If your application is down for 1 minute or 1 second, that's it's a, the customer or the vendor is going to lose lot of money, guys. If you lose lot of money by setting up all these things, he's going to, okay, chalo, no problem, let's leave it. You can't take like that, right? Definitely you will take the action. Okay, so guys, with a single server we cannot maintain the high availability. We should have two servers, guys, like we have two SIMs, right? If one SIM is not reachable, at least another SIM will be reachable. In the same way, we are going to maintain high availability. High availability, how can we achieve? With the help of two database servers, guys, minimum two database servers. Okay, there are different techniques like log shipping, mirroring, replication, clustering, Windows clustering, SQL clustering, always on. These are all come under your HA, high availability, and DR, disaster recovery technologies. Very important, very important. So we are going to concentrate on these things. Okay, in depth we are going to discuss all these things, guys. Right, so it's your responsibility as a DBA. You should have knowledge on all these things, and especially always on and clustering. You should have in-depth knowledge of these two technologies, guys. So high availability means simply we are going to maintain the data highly available during critical situations. Okay, so that the users and users can easily access the data and the business won't be go down. If you are maintaining a single database server, there are a lot of failure chances. So there will be a business loss, guys. So how to manage these things and all? As a DBA, we have to configure HADR settings, we have to configure HADR options, and we have to work with that, and we have to maintain. So I'll tell you, and these are the regular activities, and we will discuss about all these technologies, guys. Of course, if any issues are there regularly in the organization, we have to troubleshoot those issues, backup issues, job issues, restore issues, HADR issues, installation issues, patching issues, upgradation issues, migration issues. Database is not readable, okay, or else database is not accessible, application is not accessible, giving permissions, any issues, okay. So we are going to deal regularly in the organization, guys. Okay, these are the regular daily day-to-day activities. Tuning means, guys, you know, right, what is the basic tuning and all. You might have experienced the FM radios, right? Until you get the proper signal, you are going to tune the channel. Agree? Right?
Yes,
In the
sir.
same way, in the SQL Server also we have tuning. Tuning is nothing but if something is not working as usual. Imagine the query has to execute in 2 minutes. It is taking 20 minutes. Something went wrong because of some performance issues. Okay, then we have to tune the SQL Server, guys. Okay, we have to tune the SQL Server. That is called tuning or performance tuning. You can call it as a performance tuning. Mainly, we are going to concentrate on improving the performance of the SQL Server, guys. Okay, so these are the regular day-to-day activities in the organization. Is it clear, guys? Anyone having any issues, any doubts in the regular daily? These are the main activities. Lot of activities, other activities also will be there, but regularly we'll touch these activities. But don't think, sir, daily are we going to install SQL Server? Not required. See, it depends upon the company to company also. In the company also, again, we'll have different teams, guys. Okay, we will have engineering team. Again, company to company, engineering team. Okay, database engineering team, and what we can call it as a operations team. Okay, database in the database itself, we'll have engineering team. They are responsible to install, to maintain. Okay, install the SQL Server, setting HADR options. Okay, options like that. Operations, regular daily operations, guys. Operations means if your database is down, if you are having issues with the SQL Server, your operation team is take care of it. Okay, let me reconnect, guys. We'll discuss more about this. Please use the same link to join, guys.